Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi Mangla. I'm working as an assistant professor for the BBA department of St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. The subject that I'll be teaching today is Human Resource Management. Now, this is our 13th lecture for HRM and we will be starting with Unit 4 today. So, the topics of Unit 4 that we'll be covering today are performance management, objectives of performance management, process of performance management, challenges of performance management. Now let's begin with performance management first. Performance management, that it is a systematic process of managing and monitoring the employee's performance against their key performance parameters or goals. Whatever goals have been set, on behalf of those goals, we actually measure or monitor that what kind of performance an employee has given. So that whole process of managing and monitoring the performance is known as performance management. Let's see in detail. Performance management process is a systematic process of managing and monitoring the employee's performance against their key performance parameters or goals. It is regarded as a process for driving the individual and organizational performance management. Performance management is a set of activities that ensure goals are met in an effective and efficient manner. So it is an activity with which all the goals are efficiently and effectively met. Not only in this, performance management, it can focus on the performance of an organization, performance of a department, performance of an employee, or the processes in place to manage a particular task. And not only this, these performance management standards, they are generally organized and disseminated by senior leadership at an organization and by task owners. Now let's see some objectives of performance management. Now, the objectives of performance management are given as follows. Let's see them. Boosting the performance of the employees by encouraging employee empowerment, motivation, and implementation of an effective reward mechanism. So, we boost the performance of the employees by encouraging them. Encouraging them in what sense? By giving them motivation, by giving them reward mechanism, by giving them effectively empowering the employees. So, that is how we boost their performance. Then, to help the employees in identifying the knowledge and skills required for performing the job efficiently, as this would drive the focus towards performing the right task in the right way. So what we do is we help them in identifying that for performing a particular job, what sort of skill is required by them. And why do we help them? So that their focus can be, they can be focused towards performing the correct task in a correct manner. Then, to enable the employees towards achievement of superior standards of work performance, we have to enable them to achieve superior standards, that their work should be done appropriately. They should meet the standards, the goals which we have set for them. Then, creating a basis for several administrative decisions, strategic planning, succession planning, promotions and performance based payment. And not only this, identifying the barriers to effective performance and resolving all those barriers by constantly monitoring, coaching and development interventions. Then, last one, promoting a two-way system of communication between the supervisors and the employees for providing a regular and a transparent feedback for improving employee performance and continuous coaching. So we have to promote a two-way system of communication, that supervisors should communicate to the employees and employees should communicate to the supervisors. Why? So that we can provide a regular feedback and it should be a transparent communication, that everything should be placed as it is in front of each other, because these things will improve the performance of the employees and it will be helpful in continuous coaching. Now let's see the process of performance management. Now the process of performance management, it involves 5 steps mainly. The first one is planning. Now this phase of performance management process, establishing job descriptions and identifying the employee's essential functions, as well as defining the strategic plans of the department or the company as a whole. So in this phase, what we do is the job descriptions are established, the functions of employees are identified, and strategic plans are set up. Now if we talk about strategic plan, in effect, strategic plan mainly tells us about three things. For example, where the company is heading in the coming years, that where are you going to head your company in the coming years, how the company is going to get there, and how the company will know if it is already there or not, that once you have reached that position, have you actually reached or not. So how will you get to know it? So these are the things that are included in strategic plans. Now if we talk about strategic initiatives, which is the second point of planning. Now in strategic initiatives, specifies definite steps that must be taken to accomplish each goal. It is a dynamic process usually examined during periods such as 1 or 2 years. So the examination is done within a period of 1 or 2 years in the case of strategic initiatives. So this was our first step of process of performance management planning. Now second step is developing. This phase of performance management process includes developing performance standards. We need to develop the standards of performance, which offers a scale that describes how a specific job should be performed in order to meet expectations, that in order to fulfill our expectations, in order to meet our objectives that we have set, how we should perform a specific job. And they are explained to newly hired employees and are later used to evaluate work performance. Newly hired employees are explained with this and their work is evaluated later on. Then, now not only in this, performance standards, they even outline, they are generally outlined with the help of employees who actually perform the task or functions. Now the third step of process of performance management is monitoring. This phase of the performance management process includes monitoring employees' work performances and giving feedback about them. We have to monitor their performance and we have to give feedback on it, that how they have given their performance. As the basis of feedback, observations should be verifiable. They should involve noticeable and work-related facts, events, behaviors, actions, statements and results. So all these things should be verified and they should be involved. Now this type of feedback that we give, it is called behavioral feedback, and they help the employee improve or sustain good performance by precisely identifying the areas where the employee needs to improve his or her performance. Then next step is rating. This phase includes conducting performance evaluations. What we do is we conduct the performance evaluation. This is the critical aspect of performance management process, especially because it is important for performance managers to arrive at an unbiased assessment. We need to assess the employees in such a way that we have to be really unbiased while making the assessment. So a performance appraisal form can have the following features. They can have employee information, performance standards, rating scale, signatures, employee comments, employee performance development recommendations, and employees self-appraisal. These things are the following features that a performance appraisal has. So this is our fourth step of performance management, that is rating. Now the last step is developing planning. Now this phase of performance management process includes establishing plans for improved employee performance and development goals. This advances the overall goal of the company and at the same time increases the quality of work by employees. So if we are just planning the development in advance, how on the basis of the goals that the employee has met in the past. So on the basis of that, we can increase the quality of work done by the employees. And how can we increase it? By increasing constant learning and professional growth, by improving job or career related skills and experiences of the employees. So this was the process of performance management. Now let's see some of the challenges that are faced in performance management. Now, one of the major challenges, wrong design. Now the performance management system and tools must fit with the specific needs of the organization. It cannot be a duplication of a system designed and implemented in another organization, and even an organization in the same industry or in the same business group. Now, intense consultation with various stakeholders and users of the system is necessary. Now, the design should be tried out on a pilot basis before it is rolled out to the organization as a whole. Before we have passed on a design, it should be first tried out. Then only we'll pass a design. So, all documents and forms must be in place. The system should be fair and equitable. Performance management should be viewed as a continuous process and not an activity conducted once or twice a year. It should be a continuous process that goes on. The second challenge that we face is absence of integration. Now, the performance management system has to be integrated with the strategic planning and human resource management systems, as well as with organizational culture, structure, and all other major organizational systems and processes. So, what we majorly have is absence of integration, that the system has to be integrated with the planning. We have to integrate it, we have to bring them together. And human management system as well as the organizational culture and structure, they also have to be integrated with each other. And because of this absence of integration becomes a challenge for the performance management. Then next one, lack of leadership commitment. Now, leadership commitment and support is a must for smooth implementation of the system. Leaders must derive the process and make performance management an integral part of the management of the company. The performance management, it should be made the main important part of the company's management. Leaders contribute not only in setting the strategic direction, not only the directions are set up and performance measures, but they also monitor and review. What? They review the performance all across the organization. And they also reinforce the performance cycle by recognizing and rewarding the performance. If some employee has given a wonderful performance, if they perform well, then they are rewarded for it also. So that is what the leaders mainly have to do. Then the last challenge that we face is ignoring change management and system implementation. Now, strategic management of change is a vital part of implementing the system. If we want to implement our system, if we want to follow a good performance management system, the strategic management of change, it should be a vital part. Now, driven by the top management, it involves careful management of resistance. If somebody is resisting, if somebody is saying no to a particular change, if somebody doesn't want to change and get involved into new technologies of work, so we have to carefully manage that resistance. Communication would be a major intervention and a key tool in managing the change. If people are not ready to change, for example, new technologies have come up, so we want our employees to be ready, we want them to be trained, and if they are reluctant, they don't want to take the training, or the training might be difficult, the new technology is very difficult, if they are reluctant, so here communication plays a major role. Communication, if you communicate with them, if you tell them and motivate them that yes, this technology is beneficial for you also, because your skills are also being upgraded, and it will be beneficial for the company also. So through communication, this resistance to change can be handled to quite an extent. And implementation milestones and schedules must be followed. Proper documents must also be in place. Then only this ignoring change management and system implementation can be done properly. So all these are the challenges of performance management. Now let's see some questions based on the concept of today. What is performance management? Explain its objectives. Explain the process of performance management. What are the challenges of performance management? Stay tuned for the upcoming lecture. Thank you.